Morning, Matt. Sandra, morning. Sheila, morning to you. Just give us a thumbs up if we're okay on sound and picture. Thanks, Matt. Just need to move my tripod here because I keep kicking it every time I move. Actually, I might try and do something here. Move that out. Sorry, just trying to get this bang on. That should be it. Ah, great. That stops me kicking everything. Next up is the Flying Pigs, coming in from Istanbul. Now, I have figured out that I have digital zoom, which means I can get nice and close. It does make the picture a little shaky, but nonetheless pretty cool. So Ada was meant to be with us this morning but was feeling poorly, so I decided to start a little bit earlier. And we've a Ryanair after this, coming in from Manchester. So I wonder, can we get any closer to this? Let's have a go. It's pretty cool all the same. Like out of that. Kjerke, Dave, morning. Sarah Jane, welcome along. Ryanair from Manchester next. Bit of a smoky touchdown. Say again?
That one there, it's down to Newark.
Which one? The Continental?
Yeah, you know it.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure.
A long time ago, it was called Continental. They were called Continental and they had three hubs. Newark and Houston. Why am I down at the side of that?
Take care. So Ryanair in from Kerry. You need a bit of sriracha sauce on your scrambled eggs. Absolute butter landed from Ryanair. Just like got here and was setting up, an Aer Lingus A320 landed, and I've never seen such a smooth landing in all my life. There was not even any tyre smoke. Actually should have brought my flask with me, but hey ho. Next up, Lufthansa coming in from Frankfurt, an A320. 5-year-old aircraft. That is our next inbound. A little bit chilly here today, the hands are in the pocket. I only have one jacket on so far. I do have a second one if I get a little bit chilly. Oh, sorry, kick the tripod. Ooh, nearly sounded like a Wookiee there on landing. Bird bangers over there somewhere. David, good to have you. No, nothing too unusual in, David, just the usual. 320s, 330s, Dreamliners, a couple of ATRs I would imagine. Next up, Ryanair coming in from Gatwick. 737-800 series, just coming below 1700 feet at 130 knots. That is our next inbound. Now, I'm hoping we don't get a shower. It looks like I could absolutely chuck it down at any stage, but ATR. So, Ryanair in from London Gatwick. Brian, morning to you. Farmer, yeah, it's a little bit chilly, but it's not forecasted for rain, but as we all know, in this country, that could change very quickly. I know, Sarah, it's been an absolute washout here. Huge amount of rain. I'm just going to get rid of a camera bag. Get a second jacket just in case. Oh, it's a bit better. Let's see what's coming in next. Another Ryanair coming in from London Stanstead. Morning and welcome along. So I managed to not forget anything this stream. We've all the power banks with us, which is good. I did forget one last week, and just as I finished up the stream I looked at my battery and I was at 1%, so thanks, Garka. Yeah, guys, if you hit the old like and subscribe button, really does help the channel grow, believe it or not. So Ryanair in from London. Yeah, Ada was meant to be on this morning at 9 o'clock. He's feeling unwell, so hope he gets better soon. So that's the digital zoom. Kerker was Sarah's cat on the sauce. Doesn't seem to be anything on the inbound for the next moment. Quite a few people here at the car park. Yeah, I heard about that. There was a storm warning across, was it 4 states or 14 states? It's meant to get extremely bad in America. Check it out after Kirk. I always forget to look at Discord. BA WB Sandra. So just waiting for our next inbound. Oh God, it is chilly. Yeah, there was something I was reading that trees were going to explode, that the temperature is going to get to -4, and what happens is the sap and the liquid in the trees, when the sudden change of temperature, the water as it freezes, the ice expands and trees start to explode. Now, I wouldn't imagine it'd be explode, I'd say they crack and bits fall off them. I'm not sure if they're going to explode or not, but -45, yep, that's chilly. And here's me complaining, standing here in 8 or 9 degrees. Roll on the summer, that's all I say. So unfortunately, even It's a bit cloudy here because I was hoping to get a couple of overhead shots. So it looks like we have our 777-300ER of Dubai. Just coming over Ashburn now, and then going to take a sharp left onto finals. So it looks like that's our next aircraft. It's currently at 4,500 feet at 200 knots. 10-year-old. EK 161. Flight, as I said, I've travelled on many a time. Absolutely love flying with Emirates. I think Emirates and Aer Lingus would have to be my favourite airlines. Where's it gone? It's like a fighter jet. Autofocus doesn't like it with that fence in the way. So, Emirates of Dubai, our next. Richard Taylor. Morning, my friend. How are you? Len, great to see you. Good morning to you. When I finish here, I'm going to check out Discord, see what all the fuss is about. So, I don't know whether the sun's going to come out. It looks like it might. It'd be great if it did. So I can just see the Emirates way off in the distance. Let it get a bit closer. So guys, hope everybody's having a lovely, relaxing Sunday morning. I woke up this morning, went down, made a cup of coffee, came back to bed. I was going to switch on to Ado and speak of the devil, and Ado wasn't on. So I was hoping to sit for an hour in the bed with me coffee. But Ado unfortunately was unwell. Yes, Sergeant, I'm going to look now. Adrian, hope you're feeling better, mate. You're not missing much here because it is quite cold. So I'm over on the newer of the two runways. So those of you that don't know, Orford Peace Aviation streams out of here also. Do check them out, give them a sub and a like. As we just wait for this Emirates to get a little bit closer. And I'm sure probably Dubjet Aviation is in lurk mode as well. Patricia, morning to you, my dear. Hope you are well. There is our wonderful 777 300ER, flight EK161 coming in from Dubai. Just over a 7-hour flight time. Again, the digital zoom does make it very shaky. Oh, vertigo, not nice. Not nice, I had an accident 2 years ago. Fell down the stairs. And after that, had vertigo for about 6 months, and it was horrendous. Now, I didn't feel sick or anything, but anytime I was lying down and I got up, it was like being drunk. I just stumbled all over the place. I had no balance. And it took 6 months to go. So I feel your pain, my friend. Absolute butterly graceful landing. Yeah, Kerka, that was butter. That was like even the Aer Lingus when I first started here. There was actually no tyre smoke as it hit the runway. It was the smoothest landing I've ever seen in all the times I've been out here at the airport. See the floppy sock there? Just a slight headwind. So a couple of seconds on the right hand of the screen, a list of some of the fellow aviation streamers that I do follow, and I think you should too. They should be coming up on the screen now in a second. So a Ryanair in from Prague, that's our next inbound. Just got a nice message there from Jan saying, I love you. I love you too, babe. go to our Ryanair. Cancel that. Blame me. Dean's fault. Always Dean's fault. Always will be Dean's fault. Another smooth as you like landing from Ryanair. EK 161 that just landed. Thanks, Len. Johnny Coffee. Guten Morgen. Alan Lee, morning to you, my friend. So Ryanair from Barcelona is our next inbound. A 737 MAX, 2-year-old aircraft. That is our next inbound. Ryan, morning. There's actually so many places in around the airport here that they could develop for aviation enthusiasts. Now I know that the spotting viewing point there over at the mound, as far as I know, has got the green light. Planet permission has been granted, but when that happens, I'd say unless you're there very early, you ain't getting a spot. And again, that spot is dependent on which way the operations is going for the incoming or outgoing aircraft. Alan, thanks a million. Welcome along to the Members Club. Your support is appreciated. Caroline, morning. Must be very early for you over statebound. Alan, should be a thank you message coming your way. Thanks for that, Sandra. So again, our Ryanair from Barcelona next. You can see Emirates over there just going to gate. In around the gate 300s. No, I'm not 100% sure, Ryan, but if you go to the DAA website, they might have something on it. If Brian S was here now, he'd probably tell you. I really have to break out and buy a pair of gloves. Hands, they start to seize up. Let me check out and see where that Ryanair is. So it's on finals now. .3,600 feet at 158 knots. Registration IHP. As I said, it's a Boeing 737 MAX 8. As most of you know, I'm flying off to Porto on the 9th of February. I'm hoping it's going to be a MAX because I've never been on one. I can hear an ATR off in the distance. It still astounds me, the noise of them over the jet engines. You can hear the prop a lot further away for some reason. I would imagine it's due to the frequency of the noise. Iceland there, heading to Reykjavik, I would imagine. Where is that prop? Can I see it? Sorry, as soon as I get something to... Is that retro? I think it is Boop the Snoot. It is! Mods, you know what to do. Exclamation mark. Boop. Alan, you're very kind. Thank you so much. I certainly shall. I was actually looking at them on Amazon. The ones that you can use to touch, because obviously everything I use on my camera and on my phone is all touchscreen.
It's retro. Boop, that's Snoot.
It's explanation boot. Yes, Sandra, you have it. You're mixing me up with Paul's retro. Didn't want to be plagiarising Paul, because I'd never do anything like that, ever. Again, Alan, thanks a million. Really do appreciate it. Very kind. Oh, sorry. Oh. That's more like a Ryanair. Bit of smoke on landing. So unfortunately, because I'm so low to the ground, the autofocus struggles when it picks up the fence. So again, guys, if you're watching, please do hit the like. And if you're feeling extra generous, hit the subscribe button. He does mixing himself up with me. So, oh, come on, Ido. We blame the vertigo. It's scrambling your brain. There is, if you do have vertigo, and don't laugh at me, but there's this video on how to get rid of vertigo, and it's a thing where you lie on your back and drop your head kind of off a bed or a table and keep rotating your head slowly, and what it does is actually loosens the crystals, because that's what vertigo is, crystals that build up in your inner eardrum, and it moves them around and it gets rid of the vertigo. It did work. Or helped anyway. Stumpy V low to the ground, yeah. Yeah, I was looking at Amazon. There is a couple of like little mobile platforms you can get. That'll probably get me about a metre off the ground. Which would probably do the job nicely. Oh, we have a Wookiee next. So we've Winrow, an Embraer E190 E2 coming in from Bergen. Now we tend not to get the Wookiee on the landing, but you never know. So have your explanation Wookiees ready. I can just see it off there, way off in the distance. I do love the livery of this aircraft. This and the Baltic Air, I think, have the nicest shades of green that's on any aircraft. So the Embraer E190 E2 is a 7-year-old aircraft. It's registered in Norway. I tried that with the Amazon UK, but now that Amazon are in Ireland, you can get lots more stuff. Like before, you couldn't get power banks shipped from the UK to Ireland, whereas now you can. So I would try it again, Ado. Now there's horrible big black clouds. I'm hoping they're going the other way. Anyway, let's get to our Wookster. If we can see it all the way out there. Yeah, the Baltic is lovely. The Transavia as well is quite nice. Oh, I've no clue, so I know it's weird. So again, it's E2 coming in from Bergen. After this, I'm gonna move my tripod in again, because when I'm trying to spin around, I keep kicking the leg of it. Yeah, it's a nice one as well, Kierka. Look at that beautiful green. Tail of a Delta. See what is next. So next up, Ryanair coming in from Birmingham, and that's followed by a Neo from Aer Lingus coming in from Geneva. Here's our next two inbounds. Sorry, I was going to move this. I'm going to move it now. To about there. Now, it should stop me kicking the tripod, hopefully. The Baltic that just landed. So Aer Lingus in next. ATR 72-600 outbound. Take your time, Carol, no issue whatsoever. So our Neo Aer Lingus in from Geneva next. If I can find it. Where the hell is it? There we be. Nicely done. You got that two for Kjerke, excellent. So this Ryanair, and then it's followed by an A320 EI DVE that's coming in from Munich. absolute butter. One comes in, one goes out. So, just waiting for our lingus to get a little bit closer. Thank you, Kiarka. So this is our lingus. Yeah, that's just down around the corner to the right is Keelings. Yeah, I fancy getting the inbounds today, so that's why I'm over here. I know it's a bit noisy with the road and everything, but another absolutely butter landing. I think because there's a very little headwind, they're getting the planes down easier. Let's see what is up next. Ryanair coming in from Turin. I think that's the next one, 5 minutes out, 6,000 feet, 266 knots, Boeing 737 MAX 8. Seems to be our next inbound. Yeah, Kerka, in around that in the winter schedule, I think circa 800 movements, maybe a little bit more in the peak of summer schedule. When we had only the one runway, it was better for spotting, obviously, because we had the inbounds and outbounds on the same runway, so you're nearly guaranteed an aircraft every 2 minutes. So we can just see our next arrival way out. United still sitting there. So again, if I was up maybe a metre or so, I would definitely get a better viewing advantage. Definitely not getting up on the roof of the car. So I'm in luck. I think the clouds are moving from left to right. I'm sure if you go onto the website, the DAA, I'm pretty sure they have a list of what's going out. They have them all there, so you could probably find it that way if you really wanted to know. But I think generally it's 400 or 500 movements in the winter schedule, between 700 and 800 in the summer schedule, I believe, but don't hold me to that. So I can hear plenty of overhead aircraft, unfortunately. Cannot see. So 4 minutes out we have Egypt Air coming in from Cairo, and that's a Neo, 5-year-old. Quite a nice livery on that one too. Alpha, morning to you. Just about morning, coming into afternoon now in the next 6 minutes. So another minute now and I'll turn for the inbound. And that's followed by Egypt Air coming in from Cairo on a 5-year-old Neo. I actually wonder will we get any snow this year. Although, if it does snow, it's extremely hard to stream in the snow because the snow falling plays absolute havoc with the auto-focusing system. Freddie, morning. Another well executed landing. So waiting for Egypt Air, can see it way off there in the distance. Bird banger is out. So bird banger is out, and yet plenty of birds flying around, so it's safe to say that said bird banger does not work. It never seems to deter the birds really. So that's with full digital zoom. So this is our Air Egypt coming in from Cairo. So I'll be looking forward to watching the stream back to see how good the clarity is with the digital zoom. Sony, renowned for their digital zoom algorithms. So I must say, I do love the livery on this aircraft. Definitely up in the top 5 of nicest liveries, I think anyway. Nicely down again. Freddie, yeah, I concur. It's a nice bus, all right. Let's have a look on radar, see what's next. Ryanair from Gatwick is it next. So 737 MAX 8, registration IHT. I don't want that. So that is our next inbound. I can't say I've noticed that, Kjerke. So Ryanair in from Gatwick. I'll have to check it out. So I've also figured out how to put a wave counter on, so next time I'm streaming from the pillars, we will have a wave counter, because we do tend to get a lot of waves from the pilots over that side of the runway. have to check it out, Kjerke. I would have thought they would have something like Tutankhamun or something like that, but... Or the Sphinx, maybe? So I'm not sure if that United is just sitting there in the apron, or will it be moving somewhere? Not 100% sure. Nothing much happening on Flight Radar 24. Looks like nothing inbound for the next few minutes. There is an ATR from Cork to Glasgow straight overhead, but not going to get it with the clouds. It's currently at 17,050 feet at 287 knots. Departed 29 minutes ago. As I said, I was on my first ATR a couple of weeks ago, and I wasn't looking forward to it, but it was actually a lovely experience. No such thing as useless information, apparently. So, just waiting on a couple of inbounds to come. Let's check it out and see. So, fueling in 10 minutes. It's over Carlo. Hello. Yeah, I can see that fueling. So I think the fueling is the only can't see anything else inbound. So the fueling is an A320 coming in from Barcelona, 8-year-old. An A320 200 series. No, Freddie, definitely not. It was actually... Now, the only thing I will say about the ATRs is, one, it's a bit loud, but I was sitting beside the engine. It was a bit loud on takeoff and a bit rattly. But it was just such a smooth flight. It was, like, so smooth. I was so surprised. But they are tiny on the inside. Like, I'm small, and even I had to... You can't stand up when you get out of the seat. You're going to hit your head off the overhead compartment. And the actual toilets on it, God, if you're 6 foot, you'd struggle to get into the toilets. But it was a very pleasant experience. So my ATR cherry has been popped. And then on the 9th, I fly out to Porto. I'll be flying on Ryanair, which I absolutely despise. I just don't like the Ryanair experience. I do get it. It's no frills. You pay for what you get for it and all that other sort of stuff. But any Ryanair flight I have been on, the staff just look miserable, like they don't want to be there. But if we didn't have Ryanair, we would have extremely expensive airfares. So they took the monopoly away from Aer Lingus. I don't know if anybody saw, there was an interview there with Michael O'Leary and Elon Musk. It was absolutely comical. So I'm feeling just past Farmer, 6 minutes out. Yeah, bit of a lull at the moment, which is great because I can keep my hands in my pocket. That's it exactly, Freddie, yeah. I don't like Ryanair as an airline, and I don't know why, I just don't, but Michael O'Leary, I think, is an amazing businessman. Pocket billiards. I know. Yeah, it's just, like, in fairness to Michael O'Leary, he is a very shrewd businessman, highly intelligent, and you're never going to beat him in a debate, ever. Many have tried. Yeah, he had him for breakfast, Farmer. Like, O'Leary fact checks everything. Whereas I think Elon Musk just went in going, yeah, I'm going to chew you up, you little paddy. But it didn't work. And poor Musk came out looking extremely stupid. So we're just waiting for our fueling. Yeah, I saw that. Look, the man can do no wrong, to be honest with you. Like, he's supplying a service that people want, a no frills service that you're not getting ripped off to get to your destination. Like, they do what they say in the tin. Vega, howdy doody. Like, the genius is having all the one type of aircraft that they'll always have parts. There's very little training because all the pilots fly the same machine. So hats off to him. Let's check radar, see where our fueling is. Just making its final turn for approach. Just coming below 3,600 feet at 165 knots, so just turning onto finals now in the next minute. Bobby from Brighton, welcome along. Good to have you here. Erica, happy birthday. Good to see you. So I heard through the grapevine, Erica, it's your birthday. If somebody wants to do an exclamation, I can't speak today, exclamation mark birthday for Erica. 21 years old today. Hello. I do believe it's Yvonne's birthday as well today. I know Ado put a post up. I think there was somebody else as well. Can't remember. Happy birthday, Erica. So, fueling on finals now. I can just make it out. I'll give it another minute before I turn to get it. So, Yvonne's 21st is on Tuesday. I'll have to send her a message. Ah, okay. Katie's birthday was on Friday. Happy birthday to you all. I hope you get or were spoiled. Okay, here's our fueling. Coming in from Barcelona. Yes, that was Elmo's hair chain. So, yellow socks for Ruby. Beautiful landing by the fueling crew. see what's next. 737 MAX 8 of Ryanair coming in from Naples. And 8 minutes out, we have another Ryanair coming in from Milan. They're our next inbounds. Again, guys, I know I keep banging on it about it, but if you would do me a favour and hit the like and subscribe. The fueling will now go for fueling. Could be worse, the fueling could be drooling going to get fueling. God, we're so childish, aren't we? Oh shit, here comes the rain. Okay, give me a sec. Few little splatters of rain coming. Just have to get the rain cover just in case. I said shit, not fuck. You can't say shit as an F-bomb. Cover stuff up. Now we're good to go if the rain comes. That's not going to work. That might work. Bet you to it, Ado. I think. Brian, Casey Rallying Planes. Afternoon. Again, as I said earlier in the stream, Brian, Casey Rallying Planes, another fellow streamer from Dublin. Brian, when's that rally on? I know you're going to cover it. So we're just waiting for our next inbound to come. Let's have a look and see where it is. So Ryanair coming in from Milan, 737. Just descending below 4,100 feet at 215 knots. So it's roughly about 3 minutes away, give or take. So again, I need to be up a little bit higher as said fence is in the way. May afternoon. Good to have you along. So, quick weather update coming on the screen. I'm not going to be able to read it, obviously, because I'm looking at the phone. May get well soon. Yeah, I hear you, Kirk. No, if I was up just another metre, I'd say. As I said, I am looking at something, some sort of a platform to be able to stand on. That is the plan anyway, because this and the opposite side of where I am filming is another good vantage point, but as I said, I need to be at least a metre off the ground because I'm such a short arse. Where our bird banger? Here we go. Focus. I want to focus. Focus. No, camera, don't do that. Tracking cancel. Now, where is said aircraft? There we go. You can buy platforms in the likes of Woodies and place like that, but they're just a rip-off. I'm not spending 200 quid on something I can fall off of. So that is the plan anyway. Butcher, we'll see what happens. You do see, or I've seen YouTube videos where people are buying boats and stuff from Amazon and Temu and places like that, and they're huge, like, so they obviously can be delivered. Oh, just a flare. Nicely down. Looks like it's gonna chuck it down. Yeah, Kirka, so this camera has Sony's latest AI autofocus, which you actually tell the camera what you want to focus on. So I obviously haven't set it to aircraft, but you can set it to insects, animals, people, trains, cars, whatever you want. And as soon as whatever you have it set to track comes into the frame, it locks onto it. Now, it's probably 99% accurate. The odd time it'll miss focus, but in general it's very, very good. I had a Canon camera before this, but the autofocus on this is just far superior. Yeah, I was thinking of that, Brian, but it's a company car I have, so I'm not too sure if the company would like me putting a big roof rack on it. If I could get something maybe that was easily be able to put on and off maybe, but yeah, Sony are just light years ahead of autofocus technology. Oh, wow, David, thank you so much. Very, very kind. Much appreciated. That is wonderful support. Thanks a million, David. I've lost my train of thought there. David's after discombobulating me. Oh yeah, I do a lot of photography as well. So I take a lot of pictures of kingfishers and things like that. And when you set it to bird tracking, obviously my camera shoots at about 15 frames per second. So once you keep your finger on the back focus button and the bird comes into frame, you just keep your finger on the button. It'll take 15 photographs in a second, and I don't think it's ever missed focus at all. So yeah. Jesus, Brian. Again, Dave, thanks a million. Much appreciated. So, it looks like we have our first heavy of the stream, an A330 coming in from Las Vegas. Departed 8 hours and 38 minutes ago. So it's registration EIGAG. 8-year-old aircraft. Now I wonder, will the landing be as smooth as the one I saw when I was setting up? Again, as I said, there wasn't even a wisp of tyre smoke as the wheels touch down. So later on I will put a link in Telegram to my photography website if anybody wants to have a look at some of the photos I've taken. That sounds great in theory, Kierka, but a mini digger would probably take me about an hour and a half or 2 hours to get here. And when I'm finished, where do I park? Said mini digger. As it is, we've only 2 parking spaces in the house, and there's 2 cars parking there. I have to park around the corner because we have 3 vehicles. So I don't know where I put the mini digger. Would be great fun though. Camera cover keeps blowing away. I'll have to velcro it on there. There we go. Should be okay. So we can see our 330 off in the distance. I'm pretty sure I didn't say that, Adrian. GAG. Okay. So 3:30, Aer Lingus in from Las Vegas. Might even get some nice fluffage from that. Looks like it's raining there, but Ah, well. Gag has a nicer ring to it. EI Gag. Wheels still up. Not as smooth as the first one I caught this morning, or saw this morning I should say. Nevertheless, absolutely beautiful touchdown. Vega can't read it from here. Saint Feckin. So there's a Qatar Cargo 777F overhead. Can't get it obviously because of the cloud cover. We've an A320 coming in from Milan, due in 7 minutes. Ryanair 737 MAX 8. That's going to just get in before it, I think. So a couple of aircraft now lining up to come in. Yeah, most of the pilots are absolutely buttering them out, but as I said, there's very little wind. There's probably only about 4 or 5 maybe knots headwind to them, so freaking the new Teton. Yeah. So I can hear that guitar overhead. Pity we didn't have clear skies, because to be fairly confident we get some really good overheads. Even the Ryanair are buttering the landings, which is rare. So British Airways. A little wobbly. Nicely done. Again, United, I say that's there for the day. Next up is a Ryanair, and that's followed by an ATR coming in from Glasgow. Our first ATR of the stream, I believe. EIGZV. So a Ryanair and an ATR. Next, inbound. Clark, you should be a stand-up comedian. You're wasted. Butter smooth. So just waiting for our ATR. What's on the menu for lunch, Patricia? Tell Helen I said hello. So I'm just going to let the ATR get a little bit closer. Saint Google. What did we do without Google? Or even ChatGPT or Copilot. Infinitely made our lives a lot easier. So ATR 72-600 series in from Glasgow. Onion pie, that does sound delicious. Did you make said cheese and onion pie, or was it store-bought? Tess, happy Sunday, welcome along. Look at that. Wow. Doesn't get any smoother than that. Heineken, the patron saint of baguette cans. Okie dokie, next up, Ryanair in from Lisbon, 737 MAX 8. That's followed by an A320 of Aer Lingus coming in from Milan. Then we've another ATR from Birmingham, EI5, who's dead to us. And we have another heavy 787-9 Dreamliner coming in from Doha. So quite a few aircraft stacking up now. on, guys. Rain's coming. I need to put the cover on. Bear with me a second. Now. Now, you should be good at that. Yeah, guys, smash that like button. It really does help get the content out to other aviation enthusiasts. Down to YouTube's algorithmy thingamy yokamy bop. Hello. Our link is down, safe and sound. So, I'm creating hairy ham and cabbage for din-dins this evening. With lashings and lashings of parsley sauce, so I'm looking forward to that later on. So next up we've EI5, our ATR 72-600. Just see it off there in the distance. Scooch over to it now. Carl Wilshay. There we go. Yeah, parsley sauce. Love the stuff. So, unsmoked ham, which I'm going to boil. Savoy cabbage and lovely creamy mashed potatoes, which I will put through a ricer to make sure there's no lumps in it. Bit of butter, bit of milk. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Now the parsley sauce is bought. I'm not going to make it, even though it is quite easy to make. It's just milk, bit of roux and lashings of parsley and a bit of pepper in it, but sometimes it's easier just to buy the packet. So EI5 coming in from Birmingham. Absolute butter. I'd say you wouldn't even feel that. Butter makes everything taste nice, it really does. Butter on popcorn, butter on roast carrots. Shut up, Dean, I'm making myself hungry. Farmer, I only use Golden Wonders for roast potatoes. I don't use them to boil because they tend to fall asunder and they retain a lot of the water. So for boiled potatoes, I generally use roosters, queens, or what's the other one? It'll come to me in a minute. But Golden Wonders and Mars Piper definitely make the best roast potatoes or chips. Roux, yeah. I like to dabble in the kitchen. You can just use milk and corn flour as well to thicken it up. Roux is just more tastier, obviously, once you cook out the butter or the oil in the flour. So Ryanair. So these pilots making it look rather easy today with the landings. Oh yeah, roosters are a pretty good all-rounder. The secret, yeah, you can do that as well. The trick to making good roast potatoes is one, parboil them for about 8 minutes. And the secret is to make sure that all your potatoes that you're boiling are roughly the same size, so they all cook at the same. Otherwise you have bigger ones that are hard in the middle and the smaller ones just disintegrate. And then I strain the water, and use that for the base of my gravy. So this is our Dreamliner, as you can tell from the wing flex. Haggis, haggis and tatties. I had that a couple of years ago at some, I can't remember what it was. It's to honour some Scottish poet or something in Dublin I was at, and we had haggis and tatties, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I can't remember his name. It was some famous Scottish poet. Sound out of Qatar. Sir Jane, take care, see you later. That's it, Kerka. Yeah, Robbie Burns. So I can't remember what it was. It was in Dublin. We went to this thing where everybody was in kilts and they did poems, and it was a brilliant night. I'd never heard of them before, but they had haggis, mash and something else, turnip and gravy. It was absolutely gorgeous. First time to try haggis, well impressed. It's kind of a little bit like, I suppose, our white pudding. Ooh, we have a Pilatus PC24. This will be a first for me. I was only watching a YouTube on this aircraft yesterday, so I'm looking forward to seeing this. So this is an unusual one for us to get here at Dublin Airport. So this plane's, the new model of this has been upgraded with all the latest Garmin technology. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't give me any information of where it's from or where it's going or anything like that. Beautiful aircraft all the same. That's not a Pilatus, maybe we've got that all completely arse about face. I think Flight Radar 24. So next up from Nottingham we've Ryanair and we have a KLM. Is it a Wookiee? No, not a Wookiee. 737. Next two inbounds, Ryanair and the Flying Dolphin of KLM. Brian's taking a break from tiling. Oh, Farmer says we've a Wookiee in 7 minutes. Although we tend not to get the Wookiee sound. It came from Zurich, thanks Matt. Again guys, thanks to everybody who's joined me here. Great to have you all along. You're making me hungry. Haggis in the oven. Must actually get a recipe, see if I can make it. Wouldn't imagine it's too difficult to make. Snow just starting to fall where Sheila is. Brian, thanks a million, appreciate it. Bird banger again. Where are they? I'm not going to get them because that fence is in the way. I hope you have the shopping in, Sheila. Brian, thanks a million. God, all this talk of food. I'm absolutely starving. Anyway, back to the aircraft. So, 737 of KLM. Not a Wookiee. Not to be confused with the 190 E2 that they operate sometimes into Dublin. Another buttery landing. Nosh, welcome along. Ada's on sheep watch. Okay, next up is our Wookiee Airbus A220 coming in from Geneva, operated by Swissair. Hard to believe that the 220s are around 70-year-old aircraft. Bobby, take care. Hello. Thank you. So, Airbus 220. And again, guys, thanks to everybody for your support. It really does mean a lot to me, so thank you. It'll be nice to build the pot to be able to upgrade some of the gear. Oh, we got the Wookiee. I'm not sure if the mic picked it up. Explanation mark, Wookiee. Now, I definitely heard a Wookiee. I'm not sure if the mic picked it up. It's an aircraft I'd love to travel on too. Got the Wookiee. Excellent. Wookiee! Yeah, it was a mini Wookiee. Ado, you bet me to it. I was just about to deploy the Wookiee. Kjerker, you'll need to be faster fingers first with Ado around. So next up, Ryanair coming in, a 737 MAX, and that's followed by another ATR coming in from Edinburgh, EIHPJ. Aer Lingus Regional, operated by Emerald Airlines. And after that, we've another Aer Lingus Neo coming in from London. So that's our next 3 inbounds. Neve, welcome along. I'm too busy looking at the chat. Let our Ryanair down, safe and sound. There's Pegasus. I would imagine that's the one that we caught at the beginning of the stream. Heading back out to Istanbul. You can see our ATR off in the distance. Ado, is that your Neve? So, you know it's cold at Dublin Airport when streamer snot is deployed. So again, just waiting for ATR to get a little bit closer. You're all good. No, take your time. Different Neve, okay. £10 million. It's actually a bargain though for a posh jet, isn't it? Donegal woman living in Roscommon. Well, welcome along. No, sorry, just Ado's daughter is Neve and she sometimes is on the stream, so I thought you were her. Again, it's amazing how these guys are landing the aircraft today. Super smooth landing. So Aer Lingus next, and then we have a Gulfstream G550 coming from New York. Actually wouldn't have thought I'd be able to fly that far, but hey ho. So it's 15 years old, the Gulfstream, registered in US of A. So we've our Aer Lingus first from London Heathrow, then we have our Gulfstream, and then another Aer Lingus in from Barcelona. So there's our next couple. Donegal, I was only in Donegal once. Absolutely beautiful part of the country. Ado, take care. Hope the vertigo subsides. I'm sure we'll chat to you later on. Truck put me off. So Gulfstream is next. You can see it way off there in the distance. Well, Brian, that's good to know. $12,000 kilometers. Thanks, Kierke. Thanks, Brian. That's. I would shop in B&Q frequently. Why is my autofocus gone off there? Get back on. Yeah, Donegal is an absolute beautiful part of Ireland. I think it's actually nicer than Kerry. I know some people might disagree, but the only thing when we did go there, which I found very underwhelming, was the Giant's Causeway. The only problem with the Air Club points is you don't get any points for UK travel or any short, which is a bit of a pain in the backside because I travel quite a bit backwards and forwards to the UK. I know it's an Antrim, but it's, you know what I mean. Same neck of the woods, kind of. I meant if I was up that far, I might as well have gone and see it. I know it's not in Donegal. It's still very underwhelming though. So this is our Gulf Stream coming in from New York. Look at that. Not even a cloud of smoke. Buckets on the back opening. Help slow the aircraft down. Tessa, you Ireland bound? I thought you were an American. Jesus, Brian, that's savage. Yeah, I didn't get it now, to be honest with you. It was just a load of rock. Then again, it's hard to please me. Yeah, well, if you're definitely stick Donegal on the list. Let's check flight radar, see what is coming inbound. So next couple of aircrafts, EIHDK, ATR coming in from Bristol, followed by a Ryanair coming in from London Stanstead, and then another Ryanair 737 MAX 8 coming in from Faro in the Algarve. There's another ATR coming in from Manchester as well, which might intercept some of them. So a good mix on the inbound. I think them points as well, Brian, you can get into the Aer Lingus Lounge. I think you can use some of them. I've never been in any of the lounges. I tend to just sit in that pub or bar that you can look out onto the airfield. Hello. So, very second there, guys. I'm going to take off the rain cover. It's harder to maneuver everything with the cover on. Bird banger out again in force. Yeah, I'm looking forward to yourself and Helen coming over in, I think it's April, you said. Meet up with you guys. I'm not sure if that camera's going to pick up the twofer. It's way off in the distance there. Just to the right hand side. Yeah, cool, Trisha. I said it to Jan. We'll definitely meet up with you. A couple of places that we'll bring you to. The falling doesn't hurt, Sandra, it's just the sudden stop that hurts. I'm just saying, when you come over, Jan and I will meet up with you. There's a couple of really nice spots that we can bring you to. bring Helen down to just beside Wooden Bridge where all the red-tailed kites are. She brings her camera, she'll get some fantastic shots. Let's see what is next. So ATR in from Manchester. You can just see said plane way off in the distance. And then that's followed by a Ryanair in from Newquay. And then we have an Aer Lingus in from Prague, and that's a A320-200 series, EID, DEE to be precise. A330. Emirates should be going to Dubai, so we'll be able to get that as it's taken off. ATR 72-600. Again, amazing landings from the ATRs. So we'll catch up with the Dubai flight. Did he climb it with no safety gear? Like, just surely he has them anchor points that they put in that. What an absolute headbanger. Like, that really is, you're just asking for trouble really doing something like that. Trisha, you should go to Dubai and climb up to Burj Khalifa. You'd like that. Sorry, keeping the tripod. Yeah, I don't think I could do that now. Whatever about having some sort of safety aids. You must have cojones of steel. So, sun's come out now and straighten my eyes. 1,667 feet tall. Wow. I saw that as well, Tess, yeah. There is some crazy people. Then again, some people say I'm crazy for standing out in an airport streaming airplanes, so each to their own. You'd want to be Freddy. You'd absolutely want to be. You'd need Vanish to get them stains out. Whew. Hot socks. I'm gonna up the aperture a little bit. Get to about there. Ryanair next, followed by Transavia, which we were talking about earlier on, coming in from Paris. So Ryanair first. Yeah, heights don't actually bother me. Jan now is a different story. She's terrified of heights. I missed the Emirates taking off. I could have. So Transavia next, and that is coming in from Paris. Looks like we have another ATR coming in from Donegal, EIGPN. They look like our next two inbounds. So guys, coming into the last 30 minutes of streaming. Nearly missed the Emirates. So Transavia next. I do believe this is a 320 Neo. Thanks, Gerka. Yeah, I'm loving that digital zoom, so it crops in 4 times. So it probably turns the lens into an 800mm lens. Now the quality is not going to be as good without digital zoom, but it's still... There is a clear zoom as well, which gives ×2, and because that's a, it's not a digital zoom, the quality is meant to be better, so I might try that at some stage. What the hell is that? Going to see if I can find zoom settings again. Frick out of zoom. Digital zoom, I want clear zoom. Sorry. Just playing with settings. So the sun is out now, straight in my eyes. See what is next. So EIGPN coming in from Donegal. I know, Sandra, I know. Fifth rule of Stream Club, don't fiddle. Go. Yeah, that was me fiddling with the settings. Apparently you do go blind if you play with it too often. So every ATR today has buttered the landing. Oh, Kierkegaard, you're a scream. There's Egypt there. Quite a quick turn around for that. Yeah, it's class test. So it looks like another KLM. Toohey. Didn't realise we get them. See who's next. So Erlingus coming in from Amsterdam, and that's followed by another ATR coming in from Exeter. So quite a few ATR on the stream today. nicely down. So next up, as I said, ATR coming in from Exeter, and then we have a Ryanair, and then we have another Ryanair. So an ATR and a pair of Ryanairs are next inbounds. So ATR, I'm just waiting to get a little bit closer. The Coast Guard is over Luxembourg. Smooth as you like. Michael, afternoon. No, Michael, same shit, different show. So, next is a 737-800 series of Ryanair in from Santander. And that's followed by a second Ryanair, this time a Max 8, and that's coming in from Newcastle. So there are next two inbounds. Again, guys, if you wouldn't mind hitting the old like and subscribe button. Helen bet me to it. Thanks, Helen. Farmer, you're very welcome. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Niall, welcome along. Don't say that Niall, it's going to start. It did, we had a little bit of a spitty, but nothing much, thank God, so. So guys, coming into the last 10 minutes of the stream, thanks a million everybody who was with me here today, and thanks for the wonderful supports from people who gifted memberships. And donated to the channel, much appreciated. Not a problem, Patricia, give her my love. She removed the spammer, Sandra. Axe was wheeled. So again guys, yeah, thanks a million for all the support. As our Ryanair is about to touch down. Actually does look like there could be a shower, so too much fiddling, Sandra, you're gone blind. Ooh, we have a Dash 8 from Luxair coming in from Luxembourg. It says Canadian Dash 8 400. I think that's just delivery on it. So, bit of a treat. This Dash 8 is a regular visitor. Always my fault even. Yeah, no half-arse, full strength Lucille all the way. So we've our Dash 8 and then we have a Ryanair coming in from Amsterdam. Let's turn to the Dashi. Ellen, howdy doody, good to see you. So Dash 8 in from Luxembourg. Manufactured. Thanks, Kiarka. So, nose pitched up. Unlike the ATRs, which pitch nose down, unless this pitches down at the last minute. No, complete nose up. So Ryanair is too far away. I'm going to give it a second. Let's get in a bit closer. Yes, we're all comedians. Right, so a Ryanair, and we're going to finish up. I'll try that again in English. We're going to finish up on Aer Lingus, coming in from Charles de Gaulle. EILRG, which I think was one of the first long-range aircraft even. So again guys, thanks a mil for all of yous that have been here today, to our wonderful mods, and to everybody who has helped support the channel. And again, please, if you haven't already done so, please hit the like and subscribe on the way out. I'm off to get a well-deserved hot coffee from the garage. Nose still up, just touching down now. Patricia, thanks a million. You guys are awesome. Second ATR, it's just taken off. Thanks, Sheila. I certainly will. So guys, last aircraft, XLR, coming in from Charles de Gaulle of Aer Lingus. Freddie, I'll definitely have to have obligatory Sunday drink. I do like having a couple of beers on the Sunday. But again guys, thanks everyone for being here with me today. I shall be back again live next week. Hopefully we'll be getting the inbound aircraft from the pillars next week. Tess, thanks again. Let's hope Ado, Helen, and anybody else that's suffering from ailments gets well soon. So guys, thanks a million. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.